Hello, welcome to another one of the interviews for the Self-Care Room 24. So this year, as you know, we've expanded. We're bigger than better than ever. We're having 3 days of loving and caring for people. And we have someone very special who is supporting the Self-Care Room this year, who I only met months ago. And so if you have not yet met Yolanda Martinez, you should know that she and I met over breakfast. We were with two very handsome and interesting men who brought us together. And so Yolanda, do you want to tell? Do you want to tell?
Sure. My husband is Mark Usick. He's
Yeah.
a comedy hypnotist, and he's done shows all over the world, and also a motivational speaker that has traveled also all over the world with Robert Kiyosaki. He's done a lot of events where Tony Robbins was speaking, and he hasn't gotten a chance to work with him yet, but we are affiliated a little bit. But yeah, it's all been fun. We got
Yeah.
to meet a lot of great people.
So Mark and Terry Stokes are best of buddies. And
Oh yeah.
so I didn't know what I was getting into when I agreed to go to breakfast with the two of them. And that's a whole separate thing in case you guys,
Oh yeah.
if you've never been with the two of them together, there's a certain energy. But the good news is out of that, I got to meet Yolanda, and it's had just a huge impact on my life, getting to know her and seeing what she's doing in the world. And also, lucky for us, she lives in Las Vegas. So yeah, so when we said we were coming to town for the conference, she was so sweet as to offer to support us in the self-care room. And so first, let's do this, Yolanda, though. Let's tell them a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. I grew up as a migrant worker from the time I was 7 until I was 17. I learned the value of hard work and perseverance. That was one lesson that I give my dad credit for. And these early experiences, shaped my understanding of resilience and determination that later, transitioned into my fashion modeling days, and also as a teacher for 10 years. So that in itself helped me with the power of, self-expression and speaking your truth and being authentic. And so these diverse experiences, made me strong and outspoken, and have fueled my passion for empowering women.
Well, I have to tell you, strong and outspoken is like she wears it on her sleeve. You meet her and you're like, who is this woman? Because she looks like she could take on the world. And that's how I felt the day I met her. I was like, and I don't often, people who know me know I don't often do this. I kind of went like, oh, who is this? Like, right? I was like, oh, yeah, there's something here. I knew it the minute I met you. It's just so great to meet you and to have that energy and that just amazing confidence. And it's so great to hear that story, right? Of your career and how it's progressed. And you've been on stage with the hypnosis stuff, but really, like, you've also been a model, and it's just fascinating to me. The diversity of your background and all that you do, because you have several business adventures outside of those things that you mentioned that you do as well, and how you run companies so efficiently. And every time we have a conversation, I learn something more from you. It's fascinating. So this year, what Yolanda's going to be doing in the self-care room is different than anyone else. So Yolanda, as you picked up, she's a very capable, confident, and organized woman. And so Yolanda and I are going to run the self-care room together. And so I picked Yolanda because there are times when, as some of you know, like, I'm actually presenting for 2 hours. So I will be out of the self-care room presenting. And there will be times when maybe we're on a shift. So I might pop in and do a massage or some energy work or something. And so during those times, Yolanda has so gratefully committed to stepping up in that place. In fact, she is the only person other than me who will be working full-time all time, right? She's the only person that volunteered that she'll be there the entire time helping. So if you catch her, it's going to be early in the morning, late at night, or at one of the parties. So trust me, I know. I didn't have to know Yolanda long to know she's very efficient. We're going to run that room like together. So
Well, I
that's what
hope
you're
so.
doing. That's what she's doing in the self-care room, right? Is a little bit of
Yes.
just running the show, right? So she's in charge. If you're confused and you're not sure what you're supposed to be doing, if you're not sure, like, are you next or is it your turn? look to Yolanda because she can tell you where to be and what to do all the time.
Oh yeah, you can just ask me. That's right. I'll be the directional.
That's right. You got it. So it's so good. And we appreciate it. So because she and Mark are already in Vegas, she's also been sweet about things. In all the other videos you heard how Michael DeShala gives me such a hard time about shipping so much stuff to his house. Well, some of it might go to Yolanda's house this year. And also they run several companies, including they said you rent equipment for people that do shows and things. And
Yeah,
so
sound
some
equipment. Yeah.
yeah, so some of the decorations in the room and stuff that you'll see in the self-care room are compliments of Yolanda and Mark. So they've just been incredibly generous with us. And I really appreciate that. But when you do see Yolanda in the halls, I'm sure just already the things she shared, you're going to be fascinated and want to know more about her history and her background. But tell us something that you're super passionate about, that you love to talk about. If they were to come up and talk to you about something, what are you just really jazzed about? What are you passionate about?
I think my biggest passion is just having women get an aha moment, whether it's when they attend an event, whether they're doing a course, or even in general in life, something triggers an aha moment. I love seeing that reaction because it not only empowers you, but it also gives you that confidence of, wow, why didn't I do that before? Or why didn't I think of that before? So that is my biggest drive, is getting women to realize that being independent doesn't mean that you have to be alone.
Right.
You still need your team. You still need a partner that supports you. You still need your friend group, your sisterhood to, help you and be there for you. So that's my biggest thing, is we don't need to be powerful by thinking that we have to be alone.
I love this. So you guys should know that in my time of knowing Yolanda, that she's done some coaching work with me, but she's also shared her coaching work with me. And so I had the pleasure of participating in your 21-day experience. And I have to tell you, I mean, I've been around the coaching block for a while, but I was really, really impressed by what you shared with me and the difference that it made. And I love the way you just concisely shared that, because as a widow and a single mom, sometimes I have a tendency to be all about, like, I've got to stay focused on the job and I got to make sure we're getting it done. And that you did a really great job of reminding me, like, how powerful it is to have, not just my tribe, my soul
Yeah,
family, my students, but also to bring in business partners and let them be supportive, and to open myself for a personal life partnership, and you and Mark are just a beautiful model for that. The way that you've supported his business over the years and the way he so powerfully supports you. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you.
well, yeah, I think a lot of it is we tend to forget that as women, we do a lot of things, but we forget to take care of the most important thing, which is ourselves. And so that is my big, rah is self-care, self-love, and self-worth.
Right.
Those are very, very powerful statements, but they're also very powerful things that we need to do for ourselves.
When I met you and you were telling me about your company and you're like, so it's really founded on self-care, self-love, and self-worth. I was like, did she say self-care? And she lives in Vegas. Yeah. So for those of you watching can go like, Sandra went like bing, 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 bing. I knew I was supposed to meet this woman. I know she's my jam. So anyway, I look forward to all of you having a chance to meet her too. Some of you, like me, will be coming in early, so maybe she'll be around. Maybe we'll see her around a little bit. The other thing is, some of you are staying later, like we're staying after, and we're checking out some of Vegas. She did a great job last time I was there, giving me some ideas of like, hey, yeah, check out this, or don't forget to see that. So um,
Yeah.
so please feel free to allow her to support you in those ways, and introduce yourself. She's been around hypnosis for a long time, but I'm sure that she's curious, as she just does such a powerful job of bringing together the self-care, the self-love, the self-worth in her coaching with people. But I'm sure learning whatever it is that you as hypnotists are doing would just help her to grow her business too. So she's always
Absolutely.
there, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see you and everyone else in Vegas.
Absolutely.